Hi everybody, this is Jen Coombs from Time to Change It Jersey Style. It's Monday, January 8th. This is my unofficial podcast number 5. I am going on my computer right now. So, I had a good day filming today. I had court in Huntington County. Everything went fine. It just got adjourned until March. So on the way home from my court hearing, I actually did some filming at a couple of towns on the way back, and they went like pretty well. And the one time I kind of tipped my hand, I kind of told I'm like from the Time to Change Jersey Style and stuff like that. So after they got done talking with me, I didn't give up my name, but they did get my name off of my website. But that's okay. Like I said, I tipped my hand off to them anyway. And there was a sheriff's officer there from Somerset, and he kind of like tried to stick his nose in, and I don't really understand why, because everything was being handled okay. He even like asked, "Oh, should I call the Branchburg Police Department?" And I kind of like kept my mouth shut on that one. I just kind of like let it go. But the only thing I did, I asked for his name and badge number. I think he did give him. He did. I think he did give him his name, but not badge number or employee ID number. But it seems like the Somerset Sheriff's Department needs some education when it comes to the First Amendment. So the next time I'm up in an area, I'm gonna pay them a visit. So, and a lot of people, I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna give you like a little behind the scenes stuff, and what I do and stuff, because a lot of people don't seem to understand like the purpose of these videos that I do. Even though it's written out on my Facebook page already. I mean, these videos that I do, it's about transparency and accountability when it comes to the government and law enforcement. And I make these unannounced visits because you don't get a true sense of what the town is all about or law enforcement all about if you like do these scripted visits. It's these scripted visits. It's like it's all set up and it's all like, oh, how you doing? This is it. No, that's not a true feel for the town. You get a true feel for the town when you drop on them unexpectedly, because they don't expect anything, and that's when they show that they're true, like what their true hospitality is all about, what this town is all about. Credentials. You don't need media credentials to be a media person. I actually did some research into all that. There's no such thing as media credentials, everybody. Look it up. Look it up on the computer. There's no such thing as media credentials. I researched into it. I mean, anybody can be the media. Anybody. Me, anybody. I mean, anybody. A 16-year-old kid who's in a journalist club at high school, they're part of the media. You don't need a credential to be part of the media. And plus that, I do have my media credentials. So hold on. I'm gonna get my media credentials to show everybody. So these are my media credentials right here. This is what you need. They're not fake. They're not a fraud or anything like that. I'm trying to build a media brand from scratch. I'm learning on the fly on everything else. Like right now, I'm trying to figure out how to build a media website for my brand and everything. I actually have an overall brand with 3 sub-brands behind it, or underneath it. My overall brand is Ask New Jersey Media Company. The 3 sub-brands are Time to Change Jersey Style, Neptune City Metro Media, New Jersey, and the other one is Jennifer Lynn Imagery, because I like to take. I'm an amateur photographer as well too. I take a lot of awesome pictures, and I get like a lot of compliments on my photographs. So where did I get those credentials? Actually, I think I got these like a year ago. Back in December or January, something like that along those lines. But like I said, these are legit. These are legit. And everything else. And everybody thinks that you guys like need credentials to be in the media. You don't. There's no such thing. It's the what they're talking about is the credentials that you get from a media company or something like that, from NBC or CBS or Fox or something like that. And I'm sorry, I'm not part of mainstream media. I don't want to be part of mainstream media. I'm thinking out of the box. That's why I'm independent media. Because the mainstream media, I mean, they're good for a lot of good stuff, but the real stuff that people really want to know about, and it's not slanted one way or another. It's like through the independent stuff. And yes, we don't have like the independent media. We don't have like the best. We don't have like studios and microphones and everything else. It's like we have like a patchwork of network of other people that you collaborate with. And then I've been working with other independent media within the state of New Jersey as well too, and across the nation as well. So like I said, I think everybody has a right to know like what's in public spaces. And I went to Branchburg Township, which in Somerset County. Nice building and everything else. It's a nice building. I do city meetings. I actually do that as well too. For my Neptune City brand, I try to be there as much as possible for all the meetings and school board meetings and everything else. I actually attend other town meetings as well too. Neptune Township, I did one, or not several there. I did Spring Lake Borough like one time, I did Piscataway like last week because I was like working on a media tip from there. But going back to my focus, I think everybody deserves to know like what they have in public spaces and stuff like that, because they have a lot of neat like stuff that they have there. Branchburg really impressed me with their setup and everything, especially the green technology that they have for their building to save money on electric and everything. So I think all towns should follow that example. And I'm gonna be honest, when I go into these government buildings, I don't do any research into these towns because I want to learn about them as I go along. I want to go there as a typical citizen, as a typical citizen, because I want to know like how they treat your typical citizen as well too. Because I come across there's there's some township clerks that doesn't really like know like the Oprah laws and stuff like that. So so I come in as a typical citizen, and I'm gonna be honest, I do like a lot of research into the Oprah laws and stuff. Sometimes I go in the lobby of the law enforcement because they have a lot of neat stuff as well too. So, because they have like all these like pictures from past police chiefs, and they have trophies, things like that. And I'm finding out each police department is different as well too. Some of them have some nice buildings, and some of them have crappy buildings that I found out too. I went to Dunbar, New Jersey. They need a new building, big time, and it appears that I like walked in into like not walked in. I came across a meeting up there that they were having about like a new government municipal building, and I got like some video footage of that too. It's only a couple of minutes, and I got to talk to the administrator there for a couple of minutes too. Very friendly and everything else. So so everybody like went fine. Wait, except the court person from Branchburg. Branchburg was not happy with me filming, and I kind of like asked her, okay, what law is that? Why can't I film in a public space or public property? And so she kind of like, and I kept on filming, and I just ignored her. Because sometimes sometimes you just have to let go and just let it go, and it's not worth the fight. You just like keep doing your own thing, and that's how it goes. I mean, she does her job, I do my job. So she called somebody. I don't know who she called. I don't know if she called the administrator that I met up with, or the police department. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Hey, Roger, you're right. You got a camera, you're media. Simple, yes. Anybody can be the media, anybody. It doesn't matter. You don't need credentials from like some major cable corporation. And that's the truth. Look it up. Educate yourself on it. Think out of the box. That's what I'm doing. I'm thinking out of the box. And that's why I'm not part of mainstream media. Tony, what town are you from? Because I don't have a problem of going to public meetings and start filming. What city council meeting are you talking about, Tony? And like, why you're getting resistance? Because there's like a open public meeting act that they need to follow, and that's a given for every town within the state of New Jersey. They need to follow that. So I know like sometimes like when I talk, I kind of like sometimes I don't make sense, and I understand that. It's like I'm not scripted. That's what I said. Tony, but what town are you from? Because if you tell me what town, I will look into it for you. Jerry Mitchell, why does this suck for you? You know what? I have a disability. I mean, I don't have I have epilepsy and stuff like that, but I do have this. I do have a major disability, but I'm not gonna allow that to be a crutch for me. I want to make something out of myself that I'm proud of. Tony, appreciate it. I appreciate that, but I prefer. Well, send me a private message, okay? And I will go undercover. So, Roger, you're right. You just need you don't need a license. Just this video from public space. That's true. Like I said, a lot of times I go like totally unscripted, and because of due to my speech impairment and like and some communication issues that I have, sometimes I don't make sense, and I can and I understand that. And but I'm a very smart person. I know it doesn't appear to be that way at times, but I'm a very smart person. I do like a lot of like research from different resources, not just on the computer. I actually talk to like other people like within the government. I talk to like different law enforcement officers to get their side of the things. Actually, I open request I open request different things as well too. Actually, I'm like working on a statewide Oprah project right now, and because I would like to compile some public information, like basic information, like the public salary, like the recent public salaries, and what public employees getting paid for, and like my town, like Neptune City, they're getting like they're like one of the lowest paid government facility or government paid workers that it turns out to be. And so, what speech impairment? Well, I have a speech impairment, so does anybody have any questions or anything like that? Like I said, I'm trying to, like I said, I hope I gave you guys like a better idea, like why I like film like within public spaces, because it's more about transparency and accountability. And the government buildings should be open to the public. And they have, like I said, they have these like neat pictures and artifacts from years ago, and some of them don't. They just have the bare the Bear medium, or see, I'm like lost for words right now, but that's okay. So they had that, like the Bear the Bear medium there. Again, I'm like losing my thoughts. Well, anyway, I'm still like working on my video presentations as well too. Everything is a work in progress for me at this point. Bare minimum. Thank you, Jerry Mitchell. Thank you. I appreciate it. So it's like when I try to speak, I know like what I want to say, but it doesn't come out the way that I want for it to come out, and that's because I have speech apraxia, and speech or apraxia of speech. I got that like when I was like born or something like that. It comes from like my birth and stuff. So that's a documented. It goes back to my early childhood, like toddler years and stuff like that. It's all documented. So it's like there's stuff in my head that I want to say, I want to say, but between my head and my mouth, it doesn't come out. It doesn't come out at times. So. Roger, no, at least you talk, some can't. You're right. You're right. And I'm not perfect. My speech is far from perfect. So, and I'm trying to be professional as possible, but the thing is, I don't want to lose my personality, like with this whole media company thing. Because if you get like all like stuffed up or stuffy or professional, like corporate things, I don't know. You just don't get the authentic stuff. Point does get across. Oh, that's good to hear. That's very good to hear that my point does get across. That's good to hear. Does anybody have any comments, questions, that you want to ask me about? And I'm gonna be honest, I try to be transparent as possible. But I'm gonna be honest, but when it comes to my personal life, that's off limits. Because I don't ask about law enforcement's personal life. Or the government workers' personal life. So don't ask me any personal questions, like what I do like with my personal life, because I think that's like none of your business. It's a boundary thing. And I don't ask law enforcement like what's their personal life is all about. What are you trying to accomplish? What I'm trying to accomplish is transparency and accountability. And like without that transparency and accountability, you don't have the trust with the government or the law enforcement. And the law enforcement and the government expects us to trust them like on their word. Ain't gonna happen anymore. Look at all the stories, especially law enforcement. What got you started? What motivated you originally? I think I stated this like a couple of videos ago. In my early 20s, I filmed different field hockey games, like for my local high school up in Newton, New Jersey. Newton, New Jersey, that's in Sussex County. So I had like the love for filming way back then. And what motivated me to do this is that because I'm gonna be honest. I don't trust the government at their word. The public does not trust them. There's like so many politicians out there that lies. Law enforcement likes to twist their narrative around to fit their agenda. And now the citizens can put the truth out there instead of believing the police narratives. Because if you have the camera, nobody can lie about like what happens. Because if you have the camera does not lie. And it does not turn into he say she said things. I mean, look at Donald Trump. I mean, I don't know what the percentages are with his Twitter account, but like a lot of stuff that he says is not true. Everybody, and it looks like they fact checked it too. So. And I didn't personally fact check it. Other people have done it, like within the media. So you have the President of the United States not telling the truth. So he doesn't have like any credibility there. I just hope he doesn't. I just hope our country doesn't get into like a World War III with the Chinese governments and stuff. That's my only concern with that one. Jerry Mitchell, that's right. And I can't say this about every law enforcement officer, but some law enforcement officers is banking on the citizens of not knowing their rights and stuff. And they kind of like use that vulnerability against you to get what they want, like to intimidate you. And I've seen this in many videos over and over again. Because if you know your rights, they can't intimidate you. So, and sometimes I'm going to be honest, some law enforcement doesn't know some of the laws themselves. And I know that personally with what I've gone through for the last 18 months or so. And Monmouth County knows about me. Time to change Jersey style. So, like, whenever that comes up, they know it's Jen Coombs. So, but my goal is to visit every town within the state of New Jersey. There are at least like 560 something odd towns out there. I would like to visit all the police departments as well too. Out there too. I would like to visit all the county offices as well too, like within the state of New Jersey. But my main goal is really like the different towns and stuff, and the law enforcement departments as well too. That's my main focus is those two. Camera can deceive though. It's called misdirection. It's called misdirection. Roger, explain that. Elaborate on that. Camera can be deceived. Yes, that's why you need to film from the whole incident. Because if you start filming in between the incident, because it doesn't catch the whole situation. Roger, yeah, I can understand that. Because if you catch things from different angles and stuff, or in midstream, it doesn't catch the whole story. But my thing is that I try to film the whole scenario from start from to finish, because if you film from start to finish, nobody, like I said, nobody can question anything. So, you're right, they're all liars. No, they're not all liars. I'm going to be honest. They're not all liars. Actually, we have some good law enforcement officers out there as well too. We can't cut the good officers down because they don't deserve it. And actually, the good government workers as well too. Not all of them are liars, everybody. Some of them are. I never really liked police, but when they abused me after my 13-year-old daughter, this is Jerry Mitchell. I really liked police, but when they abused me after my 13-year-old daughter called 911 during an epilepsy when I had several. Oh, I met the politicians. Tony, you met the politicians? Well, not all the politicians lie either. That I know of. We do have some good politicians within Monmouth County. Because I can tell by the leadership within their town. I know, like Lake Como, like I just did it unannounced visit, and they did very well. And I know, like the mayor of that town, just looking at I know, like the mayor of Lake Como, like ran for county freeholder. He didn't win though, but it appears that he's a good mayor. I mean, like I said, I haven't really gone into that town yet. But just the interactions I had with the mayor and even with his the government workers, they did well. Camera angles, yeah. Roger, you're right. Camera angles. That's what I said too. So, anybody any other comments? How about towns? Does anybody have any questions about different towns? Comments? Put your comments out there. Like I said, my goal is to visit every town within the state of New Jersey, and I know I got my work cut out for me. Oh yeah, please support independent media. I set up a GoFund account. It's somewhere within my. It's linked somewhere within my Facebook page. I will put the link under this video. So please donate $1, $2, $3. $10, $50, $100. It doesn't really matter. But please donate to independent media, because independent media does not have the big bucks like NBC has, ABC, all the cable companies have. But I just want to say thank you for any and all support, because we need it out here. So. Do you ever use hidden or stealth cameras just to make it easier? Not yet, but I'm thinking about it. But I need the money. To get the proper or the appropriate equipment to do it with. So it's a money issue at this point. Like I said, everything is being done in steps. Like I said, if you want to help me with that, I set up a GoFund account. So I appreciate any and all financial support. It could be $1, $2, $3, $4 or $5, whatever amount that you want to give to me. it's very much appreciated. So, and thank you for supporting independent media. All of us within the field really appreciate that. So, Jerry Mitchell, this is from Jerry Mitchell. I'm in Ohio and watch from home. Thank you for all your work. Do you have a P.O. box where it could be sent? Yeah, I don't have a P.O. box, but I will get to you through private message me through my Facebook, through my media page. I'll give you an address that you can mail it to. So, this is from Roger Jordan. I'm just looking at the comments, everybody. So, not my state. Follow because you're audio, an interesting person. Thank you, Roger. Because all of us needs to stick together. It doesn't matter. I mean, united we stand, divided we fall. And that reminds me of something. And this is what I said to the administrator from Branchburg. That I'm not trying to build walls with law enforcement or even government. Let's try to be the example and try to build bridges with them. Because the more that we build bridges with them, the better off that society is better off. We're better off as a society. So let's try to build bridges with law enforcement, especially law enforcement. And I know they have a tough job out there no matter what. Like I said, let's try to build bridges with them instead of walls. Because if you cause it will make it easier for us and everything else. And I have I did a couple of shout outs to some law enforcement agencies already. So, within Monmouth County. So, anything else? Because I'm gonna be I'm gonna be shutting down soon. Shutting this down soon. That does not make sense. That's okay. I'm still working on this. It's a work in progress. It's okay. Like I said, I'm not like a professional. I'm not professional. I'm just working on my presentations right now. If you know of any auditor in Northern Ohio area that needs a backup, I'm down to it. Go out. I know that we have some auditors out in Ohio. I just don't know who they are, right off of my head. I actually have to look through YouTube to link you up with those auditors. Like I said, I don't really see myself as an auditor. Yeah, I do audits, but I don't really see myself as an auditor. I'm more like a First Amendment advocate, and I'm an independent journalist. That's how I see video journalist. That's how I see myself. So, that's how I see it. And now, like I said, let's build bridges. That's what counts the most. Establish relationships and stuff like that. The more that we can establish relationships and build those bridges, we're better off in the long run of things. And law enforcement, the more you embrace people with cameras, the more better off that you guys are off. The more better off that you guys are off too. Because when you respect people's rights, we will respect you back. It's a mutual thing. It's a mutual thing. See, we can work together. And that's how I see it. Cleveland area. Okay. Jerry Mitchell, you're right. That's the guy that I was talking about. But I'm gonna be honest, but there's like new ones popping up all the time, so you gotta keep an eye out for that. There's like new ones popping up all over the place. Like I said, you gotta keep an eye out for those. And another thing, I'm gonna stress this. And this is about approaches. We need to treat law enforcement in the government, workers and stuff, as professional as possible. Let's not call them any names. Because calling them names ain't gonna resolve anything. It's only gonna like put a wall up there. It's gonna put like a wall up there, and when you put a wall up there, see, that's what happens. If you put a bridge up there, you go over the bridge, like work together. Because I know I don't appreciate being called names, and I know if I don't appreciate being called names, I know they don't appreciate being called names. And it's all about building bridges with these agencies and stuff. And they're human beings just as well, too. They have families. They have kids. They have problems. They have issues. Just like me, you, the next citizen down the road. And everything else. So let's treat law enforcement with respect and with professionalism. Because I'm going to be honest, that goes a long way with them. Or with some of them. No, with most of them. So let's treat them with respect. I'm not saying don't give up your rights. I'm just saying just don't call them names and tear them down, and because when I see videos like that, I kind of cringe, and I'm like, I kind of cringe, no, that's not that's not how to build bridges and educate these people. And it's it kind of turns people off and everything else. It's they don't want to deal with it if you start calling them names. I know that happens with me. I kind of shut down, have a nice day, and just and everything else. You're right. Easier to be taken seriously if every fourth word is not F-bomb. That's true. So, don't use F-bombs. It's not cool. Because, like I said, if you call them, I'm going to use the term pig with law enforcement. It doesn't look good for us, people. It does not look good. They just see us a bunch of freaking angry people that calls them names. Look at it from their point of view every once in a while. Do you like to be called names? Do you like being called a jerk? Or a any name that you want to come up with? How about, and I'm going to be frank, how about an asshole? Do you like to be called an asshole? I sure don't want to be called I don't like being called an asshole. I know that the next person doesn't want to be called. So why do you think it's okay to call law enforcement these names? No, it's not. It's not okay. So don't call them these names. It's not okay. Let's try to give them respect when it comes to that stuff. Let's put everybody on a human level at this point. It's not about labels. It's about respect for your next human, for the next person in line. You're right, Jerry. I agree with that. And like I said, I'm not saying to give up your rights. Far from it. No. You just need those. Do not give up your rights for anything. You just need to. People need to assert them the appropriate way, and without calling them names. So I'm gonna be signing off soon, like in a couple minutes. So I hope people got a better understanding of where I'm coming from at this point. So actually, like within, I don't know when, but in the near future, I would like to put something up behind here. Does anybody have any ideas for the backdrop of this? Because being a clear white wall, it's not doing it for me. So, does anybody have any ideas or anything like that for a backdrop for my podcast or anything like that? If so, just drop me a line. And I'm trying to have this process to be like an interactive process as well too, but with respect. Because without the respect, you're done with me. You're done. Call me names, you're banned. I'm not going to tolerate it anymore. I'm not going to tolerate the death threats anymore either. And we should not do death threats with law enforcement either, because it just shows how childish that people are. So, anyway, going back to this, if you have any ideas for my backdrop from back here, just drop me a line, okay? Drop me a line. Because like I said, this white, it's not doing me very well, so. So again, I'm signing off. My name is Jen Coombs from Time to Change Jersey Style. I will see you on the flip side, and be safe out there, because the weather is not the best out there tonight. So have a nice night. Be safe.